Next is from Hank Beanie. Somebody's question about snowflakes. Hey guys, Stevie Richards did a breakdown video of the pile driver botched by Ray Phoenix on John Moxley. Stevie was pretty critical of the ref and Tony Khan's actions after the incident. Cool guy Tony Khan seemed to be triggered by the criticism, and he issued a copyright claim that got the video taken down from YouTube. After the takedown, instead of standing up for free speech, wrestling reporter Sean Rossap defended Tony Khan and called Stevie Richards stupid. What do you guys think is worse? A billionaire getting triggered by a critical video or a journalist defending censorship? That's from Handsome Hank. Now, number one, I guess I thought if you use clips for news purposes that you could like use, but I don't know. I don't know what the copyright.
It has something to do with time. Like for the for the people that do like the music reaction videos to Conan. Sorry. Go ahead. All right. Like the music reaction videos that Conan has said that he liked. I think those people are only allowed to air 60 seconds at a clip. If you air more than 60 seconds without stopping and commenting, you can get flagged. There's some kind of rule like that. Yeah.
Right. All right. Well, I'll say this. Sean Rossap is stupid for calling somebody stupid that's talking about injury prevention. Okay, so Sean Rossap is a stupid idiot for calling Stevie Richards. It's like the guy posted a clip. Everybody should be like, why are you taking down a clip that's showing the risk of injury prevention risk and stuff? Like, and they're saying, no, he's stupid for putting it up. Okay, fine. Then the wrestlers getting hurt is good for the business. Continue promoting wrestlers getting hurt, Sean. If you want to go do that, then go ahead. So that's I don't know. I mean, it's unbelievable. Like a person has literally put up a video talk about like how he could get hurt doing professional wrestling, and they're taking the clip down. Everybody's like, "Yeah, take it down." I mean, I just can't wrap my head around that. What Cody? What you got any comment on this?
Well, it's almost a form of censorship, right? I think that Tony, bro, I can't understand how he doesn't understand because I've sat with him a lot, and he is bright, very bright. He cannot understand that you're not going to be able to control what everybody says or thinks. It's like, remember, Meltzer's a lot of times has had a lot of words to say about AEW and not favorably. Okay, he had that interview with Ariel Helwani where Helwani was like, "That was a terrible interview," Bro, at the end of the day, you can't control what everybody says, what they think. You can't censor everything. Just let it go, bro. People can talk whatever they want to talk, and it's up to you to prove them wrong and put up a better product. That's it. You can't be going on there and be triggered by what this guy said or what that guy said. But I'm sure somebody brought the video to him. I'm assuming he didn't see it himself, but however it happened, bro, don't you got more important things to do than worrying about what people are saying? I mean, that's got to be a task and a half.
Bro, you got three shows to write. You got a football team. You got three shows to write. A football team to manage.
And you want to know, right?
And like literally, you're like that took up some of your time. You don't have any time.
And you want to know,
like that,
and you want to know who's talking bad about the company on socials.
Right.
That's
you're putting time
Twitter,
and effort
Instagram,
into that.
Facebook, right?
It's a waste of time for somebody that that needs all the time.
Hey, newsflash, my friend. Newsflash, my friend. Not everybody is gonna like what you're doing. Just like they don't like K100. Just like they don't like. Some people don't like WWE. Some people. It's always gonna be there, bro. You can't be universally loved and accepted by everybody because it's not attainable.
Next is from Jeffrey Lang. Subject is Conan. Hey everyone, love your show. Questions for Conan. Since Dolph and Shelton got released from WWE, there's a lot of speculation about them going to AEW. How would you use it if they came to work for you? Also, you were all talking about gloat t-shirts, and DI asked what a good t-shirt for him could be. How about G-O-T, greatest interrupter of all time? Best from Jeffrey Bravo. That's a suspension for Jeffrey Lang for 1 week too. Yeah. Let's suspend him for a week, Joe, for Jeffrey Lang. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. How would you use Conan? How would you use those guys, Dolph and Shelton?
Bro, I'd have to sit down and think about it. This is like that booking isn't that easy, but I'd have to sit down and think about it. I mean, there's a lot good stuff there to work with, so that's half my battle right there. I mean, I already won half the battle. They already have a name from WWE. They're in good shape. They can go. They're professional. So any storyline, bro, pick one.
Let me ask you guys this: with Dolph being on the market and speculation, of course, that AEW will use him, bring him in. Even though it's so crowded there and everything, do you think Dolph could step in and be like a main eventer? Could you see Dolph chasing the title or anything like that at AEW?
No.
No?
I don't have any confidence in any creative things at AEW. Like if you say, can you see Dolph do say? I would say no. He'd be on TV in a random match against a guy to be like he'll come out and wrestle for what's the match where there's no angles? They just defend the title every week. The TNT Championship or the International Championship. I could see him coming out and wrestling for the International Championship, and like and then you don't see him for 2 weeks. That's what I think they would do with Dolph Ziggler. Right? I have zero confidence in the creative over there to do anything with anybody coming in.
We were talking about their fan base earlier, and the thing about that fan base is Dolph would be huge there because they're gonna look at him as underutilized, unfairly released, never been pushed the way he should have.
Let me ask you a question.
You know what I'm saying?
Joe, let me ask you a question, Joe. If he gets signed there, would you have a positive outlook of what they would do with him or a negative outlook?
I think that Dolph would succeed there in spite of anything that was handed to him, wasn't it? Because I just think the crowd would like him that much that they wouldn't give anybody a choice.
Give me five guys that have succeeded there.
MJF, Guevara, Darby, Orange Cassidy, and Britt Baker. Britt Baker counts. I'm just going by people that weren't names before.
What do all those people have in common?
They're originals there. I don't know.
None of them are from WWE.
Well, yeah, I did that on purpose. Yeah,
right. That's what I'm saying. So there's not a WWE like people coming from WWE. I think Tony has this perception that he can't push them strong because of he doesn't want to make it look like WWE. But that's what I would see with Dolph Ziggler. They would bring him in and put him in a position to lose to the guys on the roster that he should not be losing to. That is what I think they would do with Dolph Ziggler. And I bet that happens if they sign him. We'll be talking about this like 3 months from now. And we'll bring up this clip and say he'll be losing
but
the guys.
It's funny because let me tell you what's funny about this, Glenn, that I think there's something to that because I think his fans, a lot of them, they hated WWE and they wanted an alternative and they don't want WWE wrestlers. But there is a case where he has pushed a WWE wrestler. Look at Christian Cage.
Jericho.
Has he really though?
Yes. Compared to the other guys, Cage gets a lot of mic time. He's the manager guy. He's been in a couple angles with Jungle Boy. Right. And Chris Jericho's another guy Jericho's all over the place.
Yeah, but Jericho,
he was also
right. First guy.
But he was also, and I read this in an interview recently, and I'm sure Joe might have too, where he said, I went to see Jericho when I was a fan, and he was always one of the first guys I wanted to reach out to. So he was you know what I'm saying? But he is from WWE. Those are two guys right there.
I can see, here's what I can see Dolph doing, is join. I don't know if he'd be babyface or heel, but joining up with a group that has former WWE guys, it's like Cesaro and Moxley. He'll go, I don't know. It's bro, he's not a gay. He's, Dolph is a great worker. Good promos, everything, but definitely not anybody that's going to move the dial at all. Right now, maybe a few years ago, maybe he just hadn't been on TV that enough. Next one, Jason Turpin.
Now you mentioned that. I just wanted to say sorry that you mentioned Dolph teaming up with Cesaro and Moxley and stuff like that, the Blackpool Combat Club, which are all supposed to be legitimate tough guys, whatever. I don't know if you knew this, but Dolph went undefeated and has the most wins. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I know.
He's absolutely right. That's why I was saying that. He's excited to go with those guys.
To see Dolph put you in a wizard. Nothing.
Next is from Jason Turpin about James J. Dillon. Hey guys, Stevie Richards did an interview with Wall Street WSI. What's WSI? WSI?
Wall Street Journal.
No, that's
I
WSJ.
think it's WSJ. Oh, it's WSI.
Wrestling Sports. I don't know.
Oh, wrestling shoot
JJ
interviews.
Dillon.
Wrestling shoot interviews.
Okay. Where he credited JJ Dillon helping Raven get over in WCW. Put over the segments JJ had with Raven when they were negotiating a contract. JJ had a similar gimmick going with Sting when they were negotiating the 97 match with Hogan. Stevie said JJ and Mean Gene would never rehearse. All their dialogue was improvised live. It's pretty impressive to watch some of these segments back. JJ and Mean Gene would talk for 95% of the segment, then Raven or Sting would do something and be super over. Mean Gene gets his credit, but how important do you think JJ Dillon was in getting some of these guys over? And looking at AEW today, do you think Tony Khan could benefit using a WCW JJ Dillon type character? Thanks. And that's from Jason Turpin. Let me tell you exactly why that happened. Okay. And Conan will tell you this too. Like, so, bro, we grew up in a different era of wrestling. These guys would come out of Florida Championship Wrestling. They would come to the podium there or the desk, and Gordon would be there, and so and they would conduct an interview. Bro, these are not scripted interviews. They would go out there live on camera and conduct wrestling interviews with the announcer asking them questions unscripted, bro, because they were so comfortable in their characters and doing it on a weekly basis. That literally JJ Dillon could turn the light on and be JJ Dillon and walk out and know exactly what he would say given any situation question asked him because he was that confident in his character. That's how easy it was for guys like that. Bro, how many times, like, we never had to script anything with Mean Gene. When we used to do all the market specs and stuff at Lee, bro, we would just go because they were just good. They'd done so many of them. They're comfortable. It's not rehearsed. It's not. We're just soundboarding off each other, And that's how good those guys were.
That was funny because I've watched a couple old ones because you used to be a lot on the Saturday night thing doing backstage, and I'd always laugh because I knew there was no way they knew what you were going to talk about because you didn't get together. You just sold the match or the city you were in. And I remember you'd always say, "Oh, tonight I'm going to go disco dancing with all my girls and all this." And he goes, "I better," and you would just feed off each other and you knew when to end it. It was great. I was the same way.
And
I had
the shtick was
I had great. Right.
It was always so simple. Because our shtick on all these market specs was always similar or the same. We're going to go party at the club after the show. We want to hook up for some tickets. Okay, so it's just like, if you know that's what you're going to talk about, this is a very simple to do those promos. So yeah.
And there's one. It's a funny one where the Filthy Animals come in and we're inviting him to come party with us, and he's like, "Really? Where?" He goes, he would catch himself. He goes, "I mean, he was bro." Gene was great. Lee Marshall was great.
Yeah. There's one funny one I can remember specifically where DI comes in to promote like Super Brawl with Lee Marshall. And he's like, "Yeah, we'll be in San Fran and Disco Inferno main event and the TV champion." And Lee's like, "Wait a minute, Disco. It's already been announced. You're well aware Hogan and Sting are main eventing." And of course, you're like, "What do you mean? No, I'm the main event. Coming to San Francisco, Cow Palace, whatever." I just thought that was funny.
Right.
This next one's funny, Joe. You have the clip ready for the next one?
Yeah. I do.
Joe, you have the clip? Okay.
Yes.
This is a funny one. We got to. Let's see. Is Larry on this week?
Yes.
Let's save this for Larry. All right.
All right.
Go to the next one.
Had you ever seen this?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
It's not Loki's best moment, to be honest with you. That's what he gets a lot of heat over. Is that?
Yeah, and Larry was the manager of that match.
Next is obviously. Next are David Bent's subjects to study the game. Dear K100 crew, over the years I've heard a few shoot interviews with some talents admit to not watch their matches back. Conan Disco, just what are your opinions on watching back your matches to improve versus solely going off others' opinions on what you should work on? Also, with summer over, I wish Disco luck with this fantasy football league this season. Boy, do I need it. My team is disarray. Love your opinions and Joe props on choice of music for the ads. I acknowledge y'all more than color me bad. Take care, and that's David from Sacramento. All right, you didn't ask a question, so we're gonna have to suspend you for a week from the mailbag, bro. This is called a K100 questions. Okay, we don't mind being put over, but have a question because we want to reference something we could talk about. Next is from John Roddy, and the subject is Tony Khan cannot be this stupid. Matt Riddle, one of the dumbest guys.
Oh wait. Yeah, this guy Benz did ask a question. He wanted your opinion on watching your matches back to improve or going off others' opinions. Yeah. I'll keep him suspended anyway, though.
Oh yeah. Just wanted your opinions on watching back your matches. So you did okay. Yeah, I used to watch my back for a period of time there, but then I don't know. I probably watch about 50% of my stuff back. If there's stuff that I thought I did wrong, or if it was really good or really bad, I would watch it back. If it was like so, I didn't care.
It's very weird because I always watch my match back, like as soon as I could, and then after that, I never watched it again ever. So there's a lot of stuff that I don't even remember that pops up, and I'm seeing it for the first time in 25 years.
Matt Riddle, one of the dumbest guys in wrestling today, finally got himself fired by WWE, and really, it's coming for a long, long time. Failing tests, accusing people of assault in public, going to conventions while working for a PG company, talking about top names online, failing drug tests, etc. It's amazing that he lasted as long as he did. Question for K100. Do you think Tony Khan is stupid enough to think, yeah, that's who we need on our roster? Can Matt Riddle wrestle? Yes. He's a great talent. When I seen him on NXT, I assumed he was going to easily become a WWE champion, but he's. If AEW signs him, do you think there's a chance it could just end up being another Jeff Hardy situation? I don't know the guy, so I can't comment on that. But I mean, I heard he's getting his life back together, so we'll see. But there's always a risk involved with something like that. I can't comment. I don't know the guy.
I don't know that he's Go ahead, Conan.
I just think that, unfortunately, I don't think Tony can help himself. He's like, it's almost like if you're like a sneakerhead and the new sneaker comes out and you just have to have it, you know what I'm saying? And but Dominic always puts him over as being really cool. Obviously, he's kind of a rebel, or is a rebel, and he lasted this long because he had talent and he was over. But I guess that happened in the airport was the straw that broke the camel's back.
What happened in the airport?
Yeah,
he accused. Yeah, go ahead.
He accused
the story.
The security guard or whatever that patted him down, like he groped him or something like that.
Yeah. Right, and I think he screamed out loud, like, "What are you doing?" And all this other, and like he made a real big scene.
Yeah, and it became an official investigation and all that, and but I don't know that Riddle will go there. I mean, I know you never say never, but I think like his history in locker rooms and stuff, even though Conan just referenced Dom saying he's cool, like he's had some problems, and there's guys in AEW that don't like him, guys with power. So,
thank you for stating the obvious, show. Next is from John Kamepa, and the subject is Conan's negotiations. One of the single most irritating things, Joe, you got to get you're kind of like the Walter Cronkite of the broadcast. Like you'll state the most obvious thing,
I'll take it.
One of the single most irritating things about being a long-time listener to the show is you guys keep getting emails asking the same questions over and over again. Case in point, watch a K100 video mailbag clip right now, and some moron thinks he's the first person to ever ask Conan about his experiences at the WWE Hall of Fame earlier this year. Don't these idiots know how to use YouTube? There's a clip that has good views. It's like a half hour long, and Conan goes into complete detail. Regarding that Hall of Fame clip, though, Conan, at one point you mentioned being in negotiations regarding that Hall of Fame. Can you go into detail what exactly was negotiated? Could we start seeing Conan appear in WWE video games, action figures, etc.? P.S. Conan, another one about YouTube. There's an image that's often used of you, and it shows a scar you have on your cheek. Do you remember how you got it?
Okay.
The scar on my cheek was from an auto accident. I was at that time I used to drive a Ferrari, and I was in Tijuana, and I had just left the club, and I hadn't slept, and I fell asleep at the wheel, and I hit a light post on the street. Thank God I didn't hit somebody. It was at night, but I hit a light post, and I busted up my face, and bro, this is what I'm gonna tell you. It was very weird, but it happened, and people were running up to me, and they were cleaning my blood with napkins, and then later asking me to sign it. But but that's how I got the scar on the cheek. Yeah.
Is there anything notable about your negotiations with WWE that to answer this guy's question?
Yeah, I can't really get into too much details because it could happen, but it was just me working alongside some people there. That would have been something cool, and it's still hanging in the air. You know, it may not happen. It may. Obviously, if I see, you know, a bit of time passes and it doesn't happen, then I'll tell you exactly what it was. And it's a pretty cool idea.
Texas from Harrison Yanger. The subject is Ziggler means nothing. This is the last one we'll do this week. Go, Cody. Even the biggest AEW marks have to admit that right now AEW has literally 0 big matches left. I'm a fan of AEW, but MJF versus Mojo happened in a venue that's 60% full. Despite 5 to 6 weeks of huge, promotion, is just a bad sign of their future. So of course the IWC is cooking up dream matches now that WWE cut a bunch of names. The one everyone's hyped about is Dolph Ziggler. Why? He's just another white, blonde, blue-eyed guy in his mid-40s. If he's good as the IWC thinks he is, WWE would push him to the top. Yeah. Me, Ziggler goes to AEW, cuts the insider comment length anti-WWE promo, works with MJF for Jericho, then is back to boring like everyone else. Now, this is just my opinion. What do you three guys think? We already kind of referenced this in the previous email, so we'll double up. But I will say this. I want to make a comment. You know, WWE is selling out everything right now. AEW is having a lot of problems filling in arenas, especially for live TVs. Bro, this is the problem with booking a show for your fan base and not growing your fan base. You don't have enough fans viewing your product to fill seats for your shows. You have to increase the amount of fans that watch the product so they'll go to the shows. They're not doing that. And that would you agree with that, Conan? That they need to start changing their model because
we brought that up. We brought that up a million times. Hey, it's cool that you're over-serving your hardcore public because it's very loyal, but you need to grow that thing with all these incoming contracts. And if you want to up your production, whatever it is, I mean, you're here to make money, not just to please the fan. You got to have a healthy balance between the two. And so yeah, I agree with you.